I got to tell you, one of my favorite parts of doing these live TLDR episodes on YouTube directly is being able to interact with you if you tune in live. We do it every weekday around 3 p.m. Pacific. You can subscribe to the channel and see the feeds on our basic YouTube channel page. In interacting with you gives rise to so much content I can just do directly to the camera with your comments, popping in like at breakneck speed. And a question came in, and I believe this may even be from my line producer, Matt Ryan, who also writes articles on LockerGnome.com, some of the videos we do here in the channel. And this is a great question for anybody who would be in a similar situation. What could Microsoft do in Windows 8 to convince you to potentially switch back? So you might know, I live in between largely two operating systems, Windows 7 at this point and Mac OS X. My primary operating system, my go-to OS, is currently Mac OS X. I switched away from Windows when they released Vista. Do you guys remember those videos? Those were some of the first videos I uploaded to YouTube. I had an hour-long rant about Windows Vista. And a lot of people hated me for it, and a lot of people loved me for it. Either way, bottom line, I was right. Vista sucked. It always sucked. It always will suck. But I will say Microsoft did more to push me away from Windows than Apple did to draw me into Mac OS X. Now, think about that for a second. It was less about what Apple did and more about what Microsoft did. And I think, for me, what it would take to switch back. And it looks like Lee Banul 75 says stability. I want stability. That would certainly be nice. What features will be in Windows 8? Asks Poppy1. This is, again, I'm taking this from the live video comment chat box here. The biggest feature that's coming in Windows 8 is going to be the Metro experience, specifically for tablet computers. Like, I'm going to say a tablet computer like a Kindle Fire, or a tablet computer like an iPad. Microsoft is finally going to do a mobile operating system in the true Windows paradigm the right way. Metro is optimized for touch. What they're doing wrong at this point, though, in what the previews we've seen, is they've essentially bifurcated the experience. You sometimes get you're pushed back into the classic Aero environment, which you're used to with Windows Vista or Windows 7, and it's a jarring experience. And that's something that Microsoft has yet to figure out, is that overarching experience. If they did, God, what would it take? This has really got me thinking. If it becomes a smooth experience, the Metro experience, and they build an app store, and they have a really good story and a lot of amazing apps, and things run really well, and they make it super, super simple to get new software, and that software is super, super affordable, I would absolutely consider using Windows a lot more, specifically on the go. Instead of a go-to notebook computer that I'd take around with me, I would consider using something that was largely touch-based. But I'm going to say it, I don't need software that's available on Windows anymore. I don't need Windows. And in many ways, I don't need Mac OS X. I don't need one environment or another. All I need is access to the internet. So it would have to be just some amazing experiences, easy. Knowing that if I download something through their app store, because we've talked about this too, they're going to be developing one, and they've got some good stuff in there, and the developers understand that design comes in line with function. I think that's my biggest problem with Windows, is this very disjointed experience through a developer's eye. Windows has been clunky. A lot of hacks and shims are in there. Even in Windows 7 today, it's just jarring. There are elements from Windows 95 that are still inside of Windows 7 today. It kind of looks ugly still. And so they would have to just radically transform the experience for me. If they went Metro full on, I'd respect that. Would I like it? Don't know if I necessarily like it in my current use case scenario. But I am far much more inclined to purchase a mobile PC that allows me to input by way of touch. By the way, I found the best touchscreen stylus ever It's called Your Finger. Check it out. You got 10 of them, theoretically. I don't know. Maybe you don't. Maybe you have 11 or 9. I don't know. But, interacting with Windows that way in a UI paradigm that was built with the idea of touch in mind, that could get me thinking about looking at more Windows-based notebook computers or mobile experiences, tablet computers, whatever you want to call them these days. But then again, they'd be supplanting something like a Kindle Fire or an iPad for me at this moment. It would just have to be some amazing, amazing, breathtaking experiences to pull me over. I don't need Windows software anymore. And I said it earlier. It's not that I need Mac software even more. I really just need a gateway to the internet. Now, 88 Omars mentions here in the thread, not going to happen, Chris, because of how Windows have structured themselves within the market. They, like Steve, has said are more geared towards building crappy software, half-baked, than building the best possible solution for the user. And that is why I won't ever go back to Windows until they change their mind on that. So I don't know. I don't know what it would take to get me to just use one operating system over another. I got to tell you, I've used Mac. I've used OS X. Mac is a computer. It's not an operating system. And I've used Windows. And I've never been happier living in both. I got to tell you. You have, because it opens me up to a lot of software and experiences and trying different things. I think the only thing that I can't get on Mac OS X really is IE Internet Explorer. So I'm really not missing much. Yeah, it's a great question, but what would it take for you? Even saying experience just doesn't seem to say enough. I don't know what it would take, but I'm very, very happy living right in the middle. Are you? Would you be? Who would not want more operating systems? No, I just want one. There needs to be one. There can be only one. What do you think this is, Highlander? Lord of the Rings? One operating system to rule them all? You better hope there's not just one operating system. Oh my God, you need competition. No, if the world would be better if we just had one OS. Wow, that's a scary thought. Why not use 2, 3? What's stopping you? It's a good question. Got a few answers, but maybe I'll change my mind after Windows 8 is released. Who knows?